All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Combat Talk, your weekly episode of the MMA podcast. And we are joined here with the UFC welterweight Randy Brown, who has an upcoming fight on February 27th against Alex Cowboy Oliveira. And we're going to go straight into it. Hello, man. How are you?
How you doing, bro? How are you?
I'm doing okay. Speaking of your upcoming fight, how has training been going?
Training's been going good, man. Training's been going good. Definitely better than last time for sure. So far I'm getting a lot of good work.
Has it been a struggle? Has there been any changes to your camp due to COVID-19?
Yeah, major changes. My gym got closed down, so we had to relocate. And a lot of my training partners were kind of, up in the air because we're in New York. So, things were tough for a while. But now things are coming back around, and more of my training partners are back around, and we're getting it done. I was able to actually, I'm in Cali right now. I was able to stop
good, nice.
Cali and get some work in with these guys out here. So, camp's going good so far, man. Getting some great work.
Was there a certain preparation for a fighter like Cowboy Oliveira?
Preparation's been good, man. I know he's explosive, wiry guy like myself.
For sure.
Not as polished, I don't think, but he's he moves and he's wild. He's unpredictable. So just the game plan for me is to kind of get some good guys that can emulate him.
Are you looking for a certain game plan? How do you see this fight playing out?
I think it's a good fight. It's going to turn out really well. I see it playing out well. Again, he's coming off of a loss. He's a wiry guy.
Yeah, it's a first round submission. Yes.
Yeah, he's one of those people who comes out strong. He's a fast starter like me. I see it. I don't know. I think I have the better striking on the feet. But I know he likes to push you up against the cage and wrestle. I think it's a very interesting matchup, but I think we come out on top and we get it done.
For sure, and we'll be rooting for you. So we want to get into more of your whole career, as an MMA fighter and just as a mixed martial artist. So what in particular? Why did you start MMA? How has all this become?
MMA. Why? Man, I actually started boxing first. I was boxing, and honestly, I didn't think I would be an MMA fighter. My coach ended up passing away. So I ended up having it's all good. Is what it is. That's life. God rest his soul. But
for sure,
I ended up having to look for another coach. And as I'm looking for coaches and stuff, everywhere I would type in boxing, I would see MMA pop up, and I'm wondering what MMA is, what BJJ is. I would keep seeing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it just kind of piqued my interest. Then at the time I was going to a school in the city called TCI, right next to the Renzo Gracie Academy. One day I just decided I'm gonna walk in there. I walked in there, started tried a class, they showed me what a triangle was, and I was able to roll in the white belt class, and I got choked out by everybody, and I was hooked ever since. And now I've met people, and I ended up going to other gyms, and people like the fact that I could throw hands, and I was helping out this guy, helping out that guy. Next thing you know, I'm preparing for my own fight, and I'm as an amateur, and I'm an amateur fighter. I'm an MMA fighter.
Yeah, and when was all this? Was this at a certain age? Was this, or how long was it up to until your first pro fight?
My first pro fight, I was my first pro fight was 2015 is when I went pro.
Okay, nice.
Which is crazy. I went pro 2015, and I was in the UFC in 2016.
Impressive.
But I was, as an amateur, I started my amateur career. I think I was 19 or 20.
Very nice. Yeah, and as my last question, at what age did this become? Like when you started all of this, even as a boxer, it would come from experience. How long was the distance from a boxer to a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter?
It wasn't very long. It's one of those things where it was like, you know what? I knew I had good hands, and I was just straight up doing jiu-jitsu, and I didn't even think about doing MMA. I still wanted to box, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I was just helping everybody out. This guy wanted to help, me to help him out for training. This guy wanted me to help him out, spar with this guy, spar with that guy. And then, next thing you know, I met this guy named Nardu. Debra is my coach now, my head coach. And he was just like, hey, I know you said you had mentioned you wanted to fight, because I mentioned it to him, like I would do MMA. And then he's like, hey, I got you a fight. So I was like, oh, all right. So I went and I fought, and I got absolutely destroyed for 2 rounds. And in the third round, I pulled off like a guillotine, because the guy was just wrestling me, taking me down. And I pulled off a guillotine and got the job done.
Exactly. Yeah. So as you should know, tomorrow it's the return of the UFC. Max Holloway versus Kevin Kattar. How do you see that fight playing out? Deep down, who's winning it?
I got Kevin Kattar taking it.
Oh, how come?
Well, I've been a fan of Kevin Kattar. I think he has some of the best stand-up. And if you watch my streams on Twitch, we do a show called The Pro and the Bro. And during the breakdown, the thing is, I've been hearing a lot of things where Max is saying he's not sparring anymore. And if you know anything about me, I think that's a no-no. For what this sport is, you have to spar. And I've seen a lot of guys go down that road of being like, well, I've been doing it so long, I know what to do. I've been sparring. I've been fighting forever. I know how to fight. I can't get aboard that. I'm not gonna, anybody that says that, I've seen it happen in the gym multiple times, and those guys always end up going down. And not to say that he can't win, but this could possibly be, in my opinion, the decline of Max Holloway if there's truth to him not sparring anymore.
That is a very impressive breakdown, and a majority of the people would go with Max Holloway, seen from the controversial loss against Alexander Volkanovski. But I do respect that. And now, speaking of the return of the UFC, the big one, January 23rd, Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier.
Mm-hmm.
Who's taking it?
Conor. I think Conor gets it done.
And do you have a specific reason why? Or
I thought you were gonna ask me for the round. I was like, come on now.
No. Yeah. And a specific reason. Is it round one? I'm guessing.
I just think Conor. I think Conor's I just think he's elite, man. I think he's a better fighter, a better striker. And if it ends up being that kind of fight, a primarily like striking kind of fight, I think Conor gets it done and possibly even finishes him.
And what round going into that question?
Bro, what round? Come on, bro. What kind of question is that? I don't know, man. I can't tell you the round. I'm not in Conor's camp. I can't tell you the round. That'll be bold. That'll be bold as hell for me to come on here and tell you what round Connor's going to get it done.
You know what? I just want to go by fight breakdowns, but I do respect that. So now I do want to get into the esports part of the world. As you know that this is the project from Esports Fight News. Yes. How does this work? Are you a gamer? Do you play a lot of EA Sports UFC 4?
I played UFC one time, bro. Maybe twice. With the homie Cody Dank. And the dude was mad good, and he fucking killed me.
One of the best players ever.
Every time I play that thing, I get beat up by everybody. So I haven't played it much, but I like it a lot. But I play mostly Call of Duty, and I play mostly like decision-making games. So I stream on Twitch, and what I stream is just mostly the story modes like Walking Dead, Detroit Becoming Human, those kind of games where you got to make decisions, and I stream it with my chat and just kick it.
Yeah. So this goes all by esports, and if you do not know, every Sunday for the next 2 to 3 Sundays, the UFC sponsored the Esports Fight League, where basically the best players in the world face off, everything. Where do you see the whole of this esports, even in Call of Duty, like the whole community base? Where do you see this going in the next maybe 1 to 2 years?
I think it's huge, man. I think it's huge. I think it's gonna blow up. I mean, like I've seen the guys. I've watched some of the tournaments. I talked to the guys, like my guy over at Cage Rage, Humble Dink, and them dudes.
Sure. The owner of esports. Shout out.
I think that. Yeah, shout out to Humble Dink, man. That's my guy. I think that is huge, and I think that's going to be a massive amount of growth, and I think that a lot more fighters are going to be getting involved in it and all that. It's something that I enjoy watching. I suck, but I like to see the commentary, and I like to see the guys who take it seriously, like good gamers who actually know how to play the game really well. I enjoy watching them.
There you go. And that's all the time we have for now. Thank you very much. That was Randy Brown. Do not miss February 27th against Alex Cowboy Oliveira. Thank you very much, man. That was Combat Sauce
Yes, sir.
Podcast.
Oh.
See you later.